Hi, I'm Kyle. Thanks
Kyle.
for coming in today.
Thank you.
So, your name was Michael?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, Mike, before we begin everything today, I just want to kind of go over kind of the step-by-step process of what's going to happen today. So, again, welcome. Just coming through the door is such a big thing, and you should be very proud of yourself for doing that.
Thanks.
So, like I said, just kind of centering on confidentiality for a second. Um, Everything that we say to each other will be kept private. Um, this About mid-session, we're going to have a little break where I'm going to kind of consult with my team, which is all part of a thing called solution-focused therapy we're doing today. So yeah, just kind of going over the privacy things surrounding that. Anything we say within the team will be kept within the team as well. My hope is to come back afterwards, after our little session break, and kind of tell you what our team talked about, and then get your input on that as well, so we can kind of move forward from there. Does that sound like a good thing?
Yeah, sounds good.
Do you have any kind of questions before we get started here?
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. So it sounds like we work and then have that break just to gather our thoughts and then
Absolutely.
Push through the last bit. So sounds like a good plan, actually.
Absolutely. Again, have you ever done solution-focused therapy before?
No, I haven't.
So basically how it works is you and I are going to have about a 45-minute session together. Again, we're going to have that break I talked about.
Right.
It is a kind of a single session format. So maybe if you ever choose to come back to this agency, there's no guarantee that you're going to be talking to me. It could be some other counselor. So
Right.
just so you're aware of that.
Right. Thanks.
No problem. All right. So what brings you in today?
I don't know. I've just been kind of in a rut lately. Just feeling, I guess you could say, almost depressed. Just pretty low activity. Staying in a lot. I don't know. I feel like my world's kind of getting smaller and smaller. I just lost, not hanging out with friends as much anymore. Having trouble keeping motivated at school. Yeah, broke up with my girlfriend recently, and it's been just kind of slowly stopped doing a lot of things in my life that I enjoy doing, and all of a sudden I find it just really hard to do anything.
Well, first of all, I'm really sorry to hear about your girlfriend and you breaking up. That's always a tough thing in a young man's life. Was it your first girlfriend?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Oh, that's always a hard one.
Yeah.
So can I just you mentioned that you felt your world was getting smaller. Can you kind of go into that a little bit further for me?
Yeah. I just don't like just losing her. I've had a lot of motivation to do a lot of things, and now without her, I'm just I stopped doing the things I enjoy doing. Like I play hockey, host league hockey, and I'm just having like my dad can't get me out to practice. He can't. I usually take myself, but he's wondering why I'm not going out and play hockey. You know what I mean? So things like that. Just I'm not playing hockey. I'm having a hard time going to school. I'm skipping a lot of classes. A couple spares in my schedule this year, and it's kind of been a maybe not so good of a thing because I've just been staying home on the spares and just watching a lot of Netflix, a lot of TV.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of mean when my world is getting smaller, like just not me, not doing what a lot of things I normally do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it sounds like you had a lot of activities that you were doing before, and can you kind of tell me a point when you kind of noticed your world getting smaller? So was there a kind of a catalyst, if you will, to that sort of moment where you were like, okay, I'm staying in all the time. I don't feel like I'm on hockey anymore. I've lost my motivation to do the things that I used to enjoy doing.
Yeah, I mean, like it was pretty soon after we broke up she broke up with me, I was kind of blindsided, you know, and I just noticed myself just from there on out, like, you know, I I had one bad day, and then I didn't go to school, and then you know, you just have this tendency to just do less and less. I don't know
Yeah.
how else to describe it, but yeah, I wouldn't say I would say I guess that relationship ending was a catalyst, but like I've been like it's frustrating because I know it's not just the relationship. Like I mean like before the relationship I was doing stuff, you know. I just feel like
Yeah.
I'm in a rut now. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So
So before the relationship ended, did you kind of notice any sort of change? Because you said you just as you just said, um, after the relationship ended, you kind of still felt the same, kind of crappy as you were talking about.
yeah. So after
So before the relationship ended, did you feel any of the same feelings that you're feeling post relationship?
no, I was feeling good. Like I was just like I was playing hockey. You know,
Right.
I was going to class. I was really motivated. I want to be a lawyer someday. So I know you need good grades. You need to be smart. You know, so I'm getting after it, and yeah, hanging out with my friends, her and her friends. But I guess a lot of my friends were her friends at the end of the day. You know, but yeah, just doing a lot.
Do you still hang out with your friends that you guys had together?
A little bit less. Like there's a couple guys that I've just like now kind of not friends with her so much, and her friends with me, which is good. But
Right.
just been finding it hard to hang out with them. Like I do end up hanging out with them sometimes, and I actually do feel a lot better when that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Well, it sounds like you're a really ambitious guy. I mean, you want to be a lawyer. You're playing lots of
Yeah.
sports. You know, like you said, it's not an easy thing to become a lawyer. Um, it sounds like this relationship really affected you and kind of, you know, maybe opened up some new emotions, new feelings.
hmm
Can you kind of describe just kind of the feelings that you're feeling right now? Like when? Let me rephrase that. The since you
Right.
made the phone call to come to this session,
Right.
or you decided to come in,
Yeah.
and now, what would you kind of rate yourself? Like how have you been feeling? Has your mood improved? Um,
Yeah. So since I made the call, it's improved a bit, knowing that you know I called and I did something that would you know as a step to help me. Um, I think just like me getting out of the house, like um, I find me just getting out of the house, my mood improves. You know, so being here, I feel like feeling better just talking to you. You know, getting out and talking to someone because I find I just get in this kind of like spiral when I'm
Yeah.
just alone. You know, and I watch more Netflix, eat Netflix. You know, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I get out of that cycle.
yeah, yeah. I like I said before. I mean, it's a tough thing to
Mm-hmm.
do to kind of especially from what you've described to like come in here. So
Yeah.
again, you know, like I said, I'd just like to really commend you for doing that.
Thanks.
Um, can you tell me about just give me a second to just kind of think for a bit here.
Absolutely.
Can you kind of tell me about like a day when the problem wasn't kind of present and what that kind of looked like for you?
Yeah, I had a pretty good day a couple weeks ago, and yeah, there was a hockey tournament, and I just like I was able to just get up. I think it's because I was driving someone that's what like helped me like follow through. So I was driving someone, and then just being at the arena all day, like being around people doing stuff, it was starting to feel like better about life again.
Mm-hmm.
And So that was a big thing, just getting out, and then you're in the dressing room hanging out with your friends and buddies, and
Yeah.
just like doing exercise, playing hockey. It's fun.
Yeah.
Fun time.
So
So
have that camaraderie, right?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think the biggest thing is just like getting out of the house was a big thing.
Getting out of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's your relationship like with your parents? Have you told your parents that you've been kind of feeling low?
Yeah, a little bit. They don't. I don't think they totally get it, but I think they just think, oh, like he'll get over it.
Right.
But it's been a bit of time now. Where I feel like I should be over it by now.
Yeah.
But overall, it's pretty good. Like they don't make it like worse. I don't think. Yeah.
Can you talk to your parents about your things that you're going through?
Yeah. I tend to not. I don't know why, but when I have, it's worked out pretty good. Especially,
That's great.
Yeah, especially my mom. She gets this. I don't know. Like I with my guy friends, I don't talk about that stuff.
Right.
Neither with my dad, but none of my friends. I don't talk about that stuff about feeling down. And
Right.
they're kind of just thinking I'm blowing them off, and it's kind of making it worse.
Right.
But when I have got the, I don't know, courage to open up to my mom or something like that, it seems to help quite a bit.
That's great. It's always nice to have one person that you can talk to. Do you have any siblings or anything like that?
Yeah, I got an older brother.
An older brother.
Yeah.
And are you guys close?
Kind of. He's about 5 years older. But
it's quite an age gap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he moved out. He's still in the same city, but he moved out. But no, we'll hang out. He'll take me out, and then like go over to his house, like
That's good.
have some beers. I'm not supposed to, but fun guy.
But again, kind of speaking to what you've told me before, kind of the male relationships that you have in your life, not kind of they're support in other ways rather than
Yeah,
kind of what you're looking for. Right?
because like I said, I get a lot of joy, and I feel like I get out of my funk, when I'm doing stuff, and I find with those guys I can do a lot of stuff with,
Yeah.
just like laughing and like making fun of each other.
Yeah. And when you're not doing stuff with your friends or with your brother, that's when you kind of can feel the onset of these feelings.
Yeah, yeah. So I just want to like find a way to get out of those funks, because sometimes they can last a while. But
Yeah.
like I said, that tournament kind of helped me. But like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of talk to me more about like something you did once to kind of stop a funk from going on that didn't involve playing in a hockey tournament, because obviously you can't play in a hockey tournament every single day.
I wish.
So yeah, no, that would be great.
Yeah.
But is there a thing that you do you remember a time when you kind of stop kind of your low feelings from coming on that didn't involve maybe going out with your friends?
Trying to think here.
Take your time.
Yeah, I think what helps is like when I catch it early enough. Like it's almost like when I have a bad. Well, I guess when I'm in the funk, but not too far in, I can like I said at that one time, it helped when I talk to my mom.
Yeah.
So if I can just like, or someone I guess supportive. So if I could just like call her and just have a nice talk with her,
Right.
Because I find sometimes when I'm in the funk, I just forget that doing something makes me feel so much better. And
Right.
having a conversation kind of sparks that. She's like, go out and do something, go out and mow the lawn, and if I just do that, that can kind of help me a little bit. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Is there something that you can do, maybe when your mom is not available?
Yeah, like even just like texting a friend, like they won't necessarily be that emotional support, but
Right.
texting a friend and just being like, do you want to hang out? You know, anything other than just like me in my house.
Right. Right.
Texting a friend, or you know, I like going to the gym. Sometimes that helps.
Yeah.
Like it's like I just dread like going there, but once I'm there, it's like
Yeah.
it's good.
Well, I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
So it's completely normal.
Yeah. So sometimes just like getting a friend, if I text a friend and like, let's want to go to the gym, that'll
Yeah.
help. You know,
Yeah.
like having someone rely on you a little bit. So
Yeah. Just sending out the text message is enough to kind of snap you out of, as you called it, a funk.
yeah. Um, yeah. Most of the time,
Right.
if they respond and they want to do something,
Right. Right.
Yeah, no, I think about it. It seems like
Well, you got a really full life. I mean, you got a lot of things going on, and I think you have a lot of strengths, and you're kind of showing those. What I really want to kind of find is some practical solution for this day. So that's what we're going to kind of work on, and you've already kind of relayed like a bunch of different things that you can do, and I think that's great. But yeah, I really think just the more ideas we have,
right.
the better the solution for today. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I just kind of wanted to, when you kind of think back to your first moment, Mike, when you start to feel kind of low, how would you scale that? Let's say 0 is this is the worst I've ever felt in my life, and 10 is this is the best I'm gonna feel. How would when you're feeling pretty good and playing hockey, where would you put yourself on that scale?
Well, like a 7 or 8. You know, just feeling like
7 or 8.
Worries aren't there. Energy's up. You know,
Right.
You know, I feel like a purpose start to come back. You know.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel when you get to talk to your mom?
Yeah, it's close to there. Probably maybe about like
similar.
6 or something like that.
6.
Yeah.
And then when you're kind of alone, watching Netflix, not feeling too great, where would you put yourself there?
He's probably close to like a 1 or a 2.
A 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
So when you so that's a pretty like disparaging gap in between.
Right.
What could we kind of do? And we've kind of talked about some kind of potential solutions already. What can we kind of do to maybe get you back into the middle, or maybe even to that 6 or to that 7 or 8?
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, yeah. Just getting. I think just like I have too much time. Like I find when I have, say, the weekend or there's a lot of time on my own.
Yeah.
That there's no structure. It kind of really screws me up. But now that you're making me think here, that it's in those times where I just have like, say, like, I'm done school and I have like a spare, like, so my last class I don't have anymore. Then
Right.
I'm just like, from like, I don't know, 2 o'clock till when I bed, I'm in bed, you know. But if I had a plan set, you know, that would that seems to help me, you know.
Right.
Sometimes I can't always make that plan, but if I had the plan set, I'm more likely to do it. But because just like going to hockey, just boom, you know. So like my world's gotten smaller lately, so I'm barely hanging on to hockey. Like I'm surprised I'm not kicked off the team yet for missing practices. Yeah. So, but stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. How do you like watch your Netflix? Do you watch it on your phone? Do you watch it on your computer?
On my well, it's both, but mostly on my computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it something that you do immediately when you start?
Yeah, pretty quick. Like I'll get home, have a little bite to eat, and then like what else is there to do?
Just hop right on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find it's kind of distracting? Do you feel when you're watching it that you're kind of feeling, let's say at year 1 or 2?
I feel like when I'm watching it, I'm like in it, I'm feeling okay, but like
Mm-hmm.
as soon as like the show ends, like I'll just kind of be like
Right.
feel a lot of shame, like I just wasted a bunch of time, like and
Right.
yeah. So I guess it's like a temporary feel good,
Yeah.
but like if I'm after like 5 hours of watching, I feel like shit, I feel like garbage.
Okay. So I kind of want to just kind of go back just before our session break here,
Mhm.
so we can kind of end on a more positive note. So you kind of outlined some sort of things in your personal life that you do to kind of your coping skills.
Mm-hmm.
So you use Netflix, use hockey, you use the gym, you call your mom. I just kind of want you to kind of go through what do you think is one sort of specific goal that we can kind of work towards today? Which one of those options do you think you could do, let's say, today or tomorrow or sometime in the near future? What's the best sort of solution for you that you can kind of implement right now?
I think a good goal was to like find a way to get more activity in my life, so more like structure. So whether that's hockey or the gym or something like that, but just or hanging out with friends, but just as that seems to really like if that hockey tournament that because I started to feel good even going into the next day, So
Right.
I feel like it starts to be a catalyst for more energy and just get back on track.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there something that that you can kind of implement like today if you wanted to or tomorrow? Like again, like we there's not a hockey tournament every day.
Right.
Is this something you can kind of commit to maybe in the near future?
Yeah, I think just even like I don't want to put too much on my plate at once. Sometimes that can like be too much and I don't do anything. But
Absolutely.
I think just like maybe 3 times a week. I know a buddy of mine goes to the gym all the time. Like,
yeah.
I'm sure I could set a time 3 times a week, go to the gym. Probably best timing would be maybe after class, after
Mm-hmm.
school.
Yeah.
That seems to be when I just start kind of nosedive.
Yeah. And do you have class tomorrow?
Yeah, at school tomorrow. Yeah.
Do you think, even if we kind of, first of all, I think it's great that you're, like I said, you come off as a really ambitious guy. You're really motivated when you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder if it might be kind of an option for you to focus maybe on just doing it after class tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, let's not even put the expectation.
Yeah.
There, as you said, you don't want to crowd your plate.
Right.
So would that be something that you'd be willing to kind of commit to for
Yeah.
yourself tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like after the session, I can call my buddy, and even if he can't make it, like I'll just make it, just do that one thing,
Right.
Get to the gym, and I'll,
Great.
set up everything I need to do, have my clothes ready and stuff like that. So
Great.
that helps.
So what we're going to do now, as I kind of mentioned before, is we're going to take a little session break. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to take 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to just go speak with my colleagues. We're going to kind of, speak about some of the notes that I've taken during our session. And yeah, I mean, I'll be right back. If you want to get a glass of water or something, or go to the bathroom, or make a phone call, send a text, whatever you want to do.
Great.
It's great. I'll see you in a little bit.
Great. Thanks, Kyle.
All right. How you doing, Mike?
Good. Had a nice little break. Water.
That's good. Yeah, so the team and I just met, and yeah, I just got to say that, you have a lot of great strengths that they picked up on. Yeah, I think your just ability to come in here, number one, is a huge step. You have some real insight into what's bothering you, and you really kind of articulated that very well. I mean, your problem of your kind of feeling down and your world getting smaller and stuff like that is something I feel that we can really kind of tackle. I think, you showed a lot of strengths. I mean, you're a really motivated guy, like we kind of touched on before. You want to be a lawyer. You play in hockey tournaments, so you have all these things that you were at least at one time doing very well. I mean, you go to the gym, and we kind of talked about that before the break. That's something that you can absolutely employ. So, kind of what I got from the team as well is we have this sort of notion of homework in solution focused therapy. So I just wanted to ask you, if I was to ask you to kind of come up with a homework assignment for yourself, what would that kind of look like to you?
Yeah, I think what I was thinking, just making a little schedule, just with a few basic things in it. I don't want to, just activities I could do after school. So make it a little schedule, Monday go to the gym after class.
Yeah.
Tuesday, I don't know, make sure it.
Yeah. Well, that would kind of feed into the structure and, allowing yourself some time for yourself to do these things that really help make you feel better.
Right.
So, yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. And, yeah, is there something kind of immediate, that you could kind of do? I know we talked about the gym being a potential thing. Is the gym something that you want to kind of put into that schedule, or is there something more immediate that you'd like to kind of?
I think even tomorrow, if I didn't have that plan, go to the gym, I'd go home and just watch Netflix. I think just get into the gym and just getting a routine going. Because I'm a big routine guy, and I just feel like my routine's been thrown off lately.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, I think that'd be a super concrete thing I could just do.
Great. And are you going to provide yourself some time, maybe today or tomorrow, to really write that out and get that?
Yeah, I would like to go to maybe a coffee shop after this, and then just write out a schedule for this week, and then see how just that goes following that schedule. But really holding myself to going to that gym tomorrow, I think this is something I can commit to.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's just the mix of doing something and doing something active really helps. And then even better if my friend can join.
Right. Is it something you'll still carry out even if your friend doesn't go with you?
Yeah, I think especially if I just go right from school, bring my stuff. Yeah, if I just do one thing, I know I can.
And that's the important time, right after school.
Yeah, after school, so I don't fall into that funk and, just stay in my bed. It's the first thing I beeline for the bed.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, Michael, I think we got something pretty good for next session. Should you choose to come in, I think you're a great young man, and just keep working on it.
Great.
Yeah. Is there any kind of final questions before we end the session?
No, I think we pretty well covered it. I'm looking forward to just giving this a shot, see how this works, see if I can stick to it, and
absolutely,
I think this is what I kind of need. But this conversation is going to help me understand that. So.
Great.
Yeah. Great. Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah. Very nice to meet you.